Jennifer, we are at a law school, and you are the only lawyer on the panel. Just give us a little bit about how lawyers can develop their entrepreneurial spirit. It's one of the biggest issues of today because law firms aren't hiring the way they used to. And as Dorothy told me, the statistics are growing for lawyers coming out and having to hang their own shingle. What can you give them? What kind of advice can you give them about having that entrepreneurial spirit?
Yeah, I think, the landscape is changing so much. I mean, gone are the days where, you came out of law school, went to a big firm, did your 6 or 7 years as an associate, inherited, a client from an older partner and, did your time there. But I also think there's certain aspects of working in a law firm and really learning the skills of how to be a lawyer that are valuable and that are important. But law firms are going bankrupt, they're consolidating. You've got to be more savvy about what your opportunities are and what's out there. And some of the skills and personality traits of entrepreneurs, they're risk takers, they take initiative, they are highly creative, can sometimes be the opposite of what a lawyer's thought process can be. So I think as young attorneys coming out of school, have a vision for yourself and don't fall into that herd mentality of, okay, I've got to interview for all the big firm jobs and I've got to go to this firm and I've got to be a summer associate here. I mean, because you wake up one day and find yourself in a place you never wanted to be, doing work that you really don't have any interest in. And I think this is an opportunity, when you see the changing landscape in the legal profession, to really say, you know what, I'm going to be thoughtful about my career. This is what interests me. This is what I enjoy doing. And really have a vision and a path that you are going to go down and you're going to focus. Creating a network of resources around you is so critical and so important. And that, as we're talking about integrity and we're talking about words like that, I mean, your reputation is what is going to carry you throughout your career. And the relationships that you build, how you treat people, how they see you, how they perceive you is going to carry you along the way. So yeah, we're looking at an economy that's not the greatest, and as lawyers coming out, the opportunities seem fewer and not as many as we've seen in the past. But that just means it's an opportunity for you. It's an opportunity for you to build your career your way. And always love what you do is such an important message to give, because you're going to be doing this for a long time. And being successful doesn't always mean making a lot of money. But it means waking up every day, loving going to work, loving what you're doing, and saying, you know what, I've made the right decisions. And being able to take some risk and take advantage of opportunities that come your way. When I graduated from law school, I didn't go the traditional law firm path. I went to the NFL and spent 2 years there. Every guy that I was friends with said, oh my God, I can't believe you're going to work for the NFL. This is so great. It's so great. They were all going to big firms. They're all partners making a ton more money than I am right now, but they also look at me and say, oh my God, but you've had such a great career in sports. And I say, yeah, I mean, it was a risk at the time. I mean, I eventually did go back to law firms because I knew I had to train to be a lawyer, but I woke up one day in a big firm doing exactly what I didn't want to do. And if that's, anything I can say to you guys is really know what it is you want. I mean, you're in law school for a reason. I went for a reason. I knew that I wanted to be a lawyer, but I knew I wanted to be a lawyer in a particular area. I have a passion for sports and I love it. And I've taken risks and I've taken jobs that, haven't turned out. I mean, women's professional soccer was a tremendous opportunity for me to take a CEO role, not just be a lawyer, but be in the business world. And as Ed and I were talking about, being a CEO is not an easy job, but I learned a lot. Unfortunately, the league didn't survive, but I gained so much experience. I've learned so much about myself, so much about the industry, so much about the business world. That's all going to carry with me. Every job I've ever had has come from my professional network. Recommendations from people, mentors. I mean, that is so critical for all of you. Doing internships and keeping in touch with people that you've worked with, your parents' friends. I mean, anybody who's people sitting right next to you. 20 years from now, one of you is going to help the other one. Because if you keep up those relationships and they remember you and how you've treated them, that's going to come back to you, much like we've all been saying. I mean, so much of this doesn't matter if you're a lawyer or, you know, a doctor or anybody who's on this panel. I think we can all see that. These are common threads that kind of are a link in no matter what area you work in. But I think as lawyers, you do have to be visionaries now for your own careers and recognize that that's your opportunity.
I agree. I agree. And